How's it going, everyone? My name is Dylan Rich, also known as the SDR Whisperer. I currently run 3 separate companies, and what I'm going to talk to you about today is the importance of focusing on one singular thing. And I know you just heard me say, Dylan, you have 3 companies. This is pretty ironic that you're going to be telling me about focusing on one thing, right? Totally true, but it wasn't always this way, right? So I started with one idea and one business, and then from there, the other 2 kind of came to fruition. They're also all in the same arena. They're all in regards to sales. They just do a couple of different things. So I never did multiple ideas or had any shiny object syndrome. The biggest thing that I see that hinders people's success is that they can't narrowly focus on one thing for a prolonged period of time. So there's a lot of people on social media, there's a lot of signals and ideas and ads and promotions and gurus and your friends telling you ideas and your parents and society. Everyone is giving you all of this information, and it's very hard to just pick one thing and be confident in that decision and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this one thing no matter what for 9 to 12 months, regardless of how successful it is. That's the mindset that you're going to need to have a successful business. No one just picks an idea and in 90 days it's super successful and you're like, oh, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. It's gonna take a lot of trial and error. You're gonna fail. You're gonna be terrible at it in the beginning, and that's literally part of the growing process. But if you pick something, say I wanna do a lead generation agency, right? You set up a website, you find some lead lists, you hop on a couple of calls, no one closes, and you think the sky is falling in on you, and then automatically what do you do, right? A lot of people, instead of like looking introspectively of like what's going wrong, what skills or knowledge do I need to learn to be successful and actually get this thing off the ground? A lot of people don't think that way. What they do is like, all right, I tried, I failed, let me try something new. Okay, this guy was talking about Amazon, FBA, and like flipping items from Marshalls on Amazon and turning a profit. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go buy a course, and then you try it, and since your mindset is incorrect, thinking that it's a get-rich-quick scheme, you're gonna do this new endeavor with the same mentality of the first failure, and you're literally gonna fail a second time. And then what you're also gonna do is like, all right, well, maybe that wasn't for me. This guy has a drop shipping store. That sounds really cool. I'm gonna do drop shipping. You invest, you buy product, you put up money up front, but you still have that broken mindset of like, this needs to happen like immediately for me to feel good and successful about the endeavor. Like that, it's not what you're doing, it's how you're doing it that is your flaw. So what you really need to truly do is change the way that you think about things into a long-term vision. So I'm gonna do this thing at all costs. I'm gonna dedicate blood, sweat, tears, money, energy, resources, knowledge, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes for this thing to have its true opportunity to be successful is what I'm gonna do. And if that then doesn't work, totally fine. You gave it a long enough period of time to make sure this is something that is or isn't for you, or that just is or isn't successful. So instead of having the short-term thinking of this is gonna be super successful because I see other people being successful at it, what you didn't see is the 3 to 5 years before they started making content, before they were being successful, of them failing and iterating and repositioning their offer, changing their prices, getting a new logo, updating their website, failing on 100 different sales calls. Like, you don't see the failure, you only see people's success. That is what social media is, that is what content is. So what you truly have to do is just have a different way of thinking about things. So instead of like, okay, this guy's selling a course, he's super successful. If I just buy his course, I'll be super successful too. No, it's not how it works, right? You still need to put in the work. You still need to put in the man hours. You still need to put in that time investment. That's the biggest investment, is the time investment. So what you need to do, and this is kind of how I would structure things, is take what I'm already good at. What do I already enjoy doing, right? I enjoy talking with people. I enjoy solving problems. That's why I'm in sales. That's why I coach sales. Let's say you're really good at photography or recording videos or editing videos or creating TikToks. That's what makes you happy. That's what you would do if it didn't make you money, right? Figure out what you actually genuinely like to do. Then figure out, how can I make money doing this? The best way of thinking about it is, what can I do that other people may not like to do or or want to do that are willing to pay me money if I was able to do that for them, right? People only buy or give you money for 3 different reasons. Either you save them money, you save them time, or you make them more money, or a combination of those 3. So take what you already like, your current skill set and your knowledge, and figure out, what am I doing that I like to do that other people aren't good at or don't know how to do or are willing to pay for me to do it, right? There's things inside my business that I can easily do, but I don't want to do it. So I pay people to provide that service or product. So figure out what that is and then get really good at that one thing, right? If you're gonna do video editing, don't do video editing and a website build and do logos and, I'm gonna do Google and Facebook ads and I'll do SEO for them and it'll just be a one-stop shop. But with doing all of those different services, you're gonna open yourself up for, they're not gonna be as good as the core product or service, right? Focus on one thing, become an expert in that one specific thing, and then go out and find people who need only that specific thing. That's gonna be your ideal client, and that's what's gonna give you the highest results for that client, which is gonna allow you to charge more money, get better results, create more social proof, and get referrals and everything that comes along with sales and in business. So you're gonna not be good at the beginning. So just come into it with that mindset, is that I'm gonna suck at doing this for the next 3 months. But instead of having the mindset that I'm gonna suck at it, is I'm gonna suck at it while I become great at the thing. So when I first started the business, I was reselling leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator to businesses who weren't tech savvy and didn't understand how to find leads on Sales Navigator. I was providing a service that you could buy anywhere, but I was targeting people who didn't know how to research and find that, or they were too lazy or whatever it was. I was literally paying money for one thing and then charging more for it, and I was keeping the arbitrage, the difference, right? So if I paid $500 for this lead list and I charged someone $750 for it, I made $250, right? That's how I started out, and I quickly realized that that was not a great business idea. So instead of me jumping ship on the idea of like helping sales companies generate more leads and go to like e-commerce, I was like, okay, I think I have a good thing here. This is my skill set. This is what I like to do. What else do I need to offer? Or what else are people asking for on my sales calls? Oh, hey, do you guys like email these leads? Do you call these leads for me, or we just get the lead list? That was a question I used to get. So I was like, okay. Well, people are really interested in people doing the outreach for them with the leads that I already have. So what I did was I just added on to the service. I just listened to what people were telling me they needed, and I created a solution for people's problems, and then I was able to actually charge more money for that, and that was what I was doing at my 9 to 5 before getting into entrepreneurship. So instead of jumping ship because I found a little bit of struggle, a little bit of failure, what I did is I just buttoned down the hatches, realized that the first idea was dumb. It wasn't the best idea, but it was a good start, right? You gotta build on a foundation. Every single person that you see that's successful in business had a terrible first idea and then got better with data, iteration, and knowledge. So the big thing as well as I was going through this process was I was connecting and networking with people who were doing it successfully and asking them, what did you do at this point in the business to get from A to Z, right? Not just A to B, but A to Z, right? They already walked the path. There's no reason for me to walk a secondary path in the dirt. They already paved the way. So I just paid for their knowledge and their guidance of how to walk down the same path, avoiding pitfalls, what to invest in, what to do at every stage of the way. I'm not a trailblazer, right? I'm just following in other people's footsteps, and I'm providing a unique spin on something that people are already doing. So if you're watching this video and you're on your second or third or fourth business idea, or you're just looking to get started on your first business idea, take this into account. Focus on one singular thing for 6 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months. Like, come into it with that mentality, button down the hatches, and continually iterate on what you're hearing from your market and your prospects, and figuring out how you can get better at doing one singular thing and solving one singular type of problem. Get really, really good at that. I'm sure you're gonna make way more money, be way more successful, and have way happier clients. I'll see you in the next video.